Hey, it's December 22nd. It's early here in Baltimore, CBS Radio Studios. Walking down the hall, getting ready to go live on TerpTalk this morning at 8 a.m. in the DC market. And of course, if you're seeing this, you're watching it on TerpTalk.com. Big news today. We're going to go over the top stories of 2012, and our Maryland Terrapins on the way into the studio this morning. It's about 7:35 here, and Mason's getting the video set up. Let's take a look inside the studio. Wave hi to the people, Mason. We'll be back in a few minutes when Bruce gets in. Right now, go live to the studio clock. It's 7:37. Good morning. Hey, we're here live in Baltimore. It's about 7:50 this morning, getting ready to go on the air. What do we have today, Bruce?
Yeah, first we have an interview with Randy Edsall we conducted a couple days ago, and this was, of course, a few days before the verbal commitment of Will Lively, which he couldn't have talked about anyway. Big news last night, wasn't it?
Yep.
That young man from Florida. Talk about the Stony Brook game yesterday, a review of the top Terrapin stories of the year. John Tillman releases perhaps the most ambitious Maryland lacrosse schedule ever. We'll talk about that, the two JUCOs that signed with the Terps, the immediate effect of the Big Ten with with men's outdoor track and field back in the fold. Hopefully other teams will follow. Alex Len named one of the top NBA prospects. And of course, Gravis Vasquez continues his super run through the NBA. So it should be a good show today, Wayne.
It's December 22nd. We're live in Baltimore. We'll be back in a little bit with Terp Talk.
We welcome everybody and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to everybody, Happy New Year. And Mark Turgeon, we had ourselves a barn burner last night. It was a darn good game, Wayne. I mean, it was enjoyable. Don't sell that other team short. They're 8-3 with 2 losses to Maryland and UConn. They really took it to Maryland, and they should be commended. It was a great game.
Well, down the stretch, I actually was afraid Stony Brook was going to get in front there. Maryland beats them 76-69, so that's 1 loss. They lost to UConn by 9 points. I'm happy Maryland responded. We only had 1 field goal in the last 5 minutes.
Turgeon said after the game yesterday, we're going to get into depth about the game in the next segment. He just said that if you would have told him we'd be 10-1 right now, he would have thought there was not a chance in the world. So, yeah, the schedule's been a little weak, but the RPI is at 29 with the weakest strength of schedule you could have, and that's all going to change in a few games. All right, Thursday night, I had a chance to talk extensively with Coach Randy Edsall, and of course, this was before another great get by Maryland. A 4-star quarterback, Will Lively from Florida. We're back in the Florida market, which is great.
Well, there's been some speculation that Florida State was in that. LSU, Wake Forest was in that, and Maryland gets the 4-star corner. He's a little guy, but I hear he can fly, and he's a great cover corner.
Right, that's super. All right, let's go into the Edsall interview. Again, this was recorded just 2 nights ago.
Yeah, likely. Forward to the holidays coming up, but sure wish we would be practicing right now instead of staying at home.
Randy, you need some time, my man. You work 360 days a year. You're entitled. Listen, Randy, we had 5 or 6 quarterbacks going into next year, and you know what? You're going to have a heck of a competition. All right, with CJ and Caleb and Perry, and everybody coming in. Devin Burns coming back. How do you handle that situation? Because it's funny, every one of those guys, as time went on, seemed to play better and worthy of time on the field. I guess it's a real good problem to have.
Well, it is, and you like to have depth at every position. And I'll be meeting with our doctors and finding out, who's going to be able to go through spring and or what they can do during spring. But we'll see where everybody is. But knowing that come the fall and come August, we should have everybody back in the fold, and then have them, they'll be competing. But I mean, really, CJ was our starting quarterback, and he's the guy who went down. He's the guy that'll be coming back quicker than everybody else. But we also have Ricardo Young, who will be out there this spring. So, I'm really looking forward to working with the guys and utilizing their skills.
You'll keep all them guys happy.
Getting things cleaned up from a year ago.
CJ's attitude was great all year. I mean,
All right, Wayne, let's get into the game last night. We were just talking in the break about how when the game got close against Stony Brook, it was good to see the arena lift. You could feel the stadium lift as, each possession became so crucial. And had Stony Brook hit a couple of those threes, it might have been a different result. They were a tough out.
They were tough because they had passion. They came back at us. They only went 4 for 19 from beyond the arc, but a lot of those were down the stretch to narrow the lead. Maryland had some trouble getting the ball inside when Stony Brook went to a fronting defense. It's getting between the guy with the ball and the Terp.
They did a good job on Len. The game opened up, and I thought Len might score 100. I thought he was going to challenge Wilt. It was boom, boom, boom. He had 6 points in 1 minute. But then they fronted him with number 20, and they got very, very physical. Turgeon was upset afterwards. He felt like that when they got physical, we kind of lost our composure a little bit.
We did. We had a couple of turnovers, or the passes weren't. We have some big guys, and you could throw the ball up there 9, 10 feet in the air, and we'll go get it. The entry passes weren't as accurate as you would have liked, and you're right. When it came down the stretch with one of those turnovers, Stony Brook gets the ball going up to try and get it to a 1-point game, and the crowd lights up. What's it like there? I mean, what's that make you feel, Bruce, when you go in there and the student section starts standing up, it gets loud?
It's what it's all about. In other words, it's the home advantage for Maryland, but I haven't heard it this year. I mean, I guess it's because it's been the quality of the games, but the Terps are 10-1, a 29 RPI. I'm not sure how they're that high with the 340 ranking in strength of schedule, but this was one of those games that could have gone the other way. Stony Brook is 8-3 now. We're 10-1. Again, Pishon Howard, he only had, what did he have? How many points? 6 points? 7 points?
7 points.
But here's the key: 7 assists again, 2 turnovers.
Right.
That 3-to-1 ratio, and he's been hovering between 2-to-1 and 3-to-1 is great. And 17 assists to 11 turnovers, 5 of them from Des Wells, who was also Des Wells. It's either an easy layup or a turnover. All right, and usually it's an easy layup, but he's got to cut down those turnovers. There's no doubt about it.
Well, he can get to the basket. He's the one player that can get the rebound, rip it, and run. He's up the court. By half court, he's going to the basket. And it's good to see somebody who's trying to change the game. Just the fact that he can't hold on to the ball every once in a while when he does that's a bit of a detraction to the... He's a spectacle when he gets going.
Jake Lehman, disappointing again. Only, I got there early yesterday, Wayne, and I was watching Lehman warm up. I watched him take about 30 three-pointers, of which he made about 26. He was open, comfortable. Somehow or another, he's not getting open. Now, he's running the plays. Is he quick enough to get to the spot? I don't know. You see, Seth Allen has open three-pointers. Faust has open three-pointers. They all do, even Des Wells. I don't know why he's not getting them, but he is not. Every one he has is contested in his face. And again, he only had 1 shot last night, but we need some production from him. Do you
think that he's feeling pressure being there, or do you think... I thought there were some opportunities last night where he got the ball, and he looks to pass and he looks to shoot.
He did pass one in the right-hand corner. I do remember that in the first half. He was wide open and gave it up. Now, he's got to fire a few, or else if he doesn't hit the shot, he's aggressive. He plays... Looks like he plays good defense. He gets rebounds. He scraps. But he's not producing anything from the point-wise.
No, he's not. And one of the big changes this year, and it looks like it's going to continue, is he's an 18 and under gold medalist. He's a top recruit, and he's the 10th guy on the team at the moment. Can you believe that we're talking about Maryland basketball? We have a freshman All-American, high school All-American type that's the 10th guy on the team.
Well, that's the other thing.
What depth on this team
We have to be fair to him. In other words, he is a freshman. In the old days with Gary, a freshman wouldn't even see the floor unless he was really something special. So, you know, I guess we'll see how it develops. Seth Allen, 3 for 4 from the three-point line, 9 total points, 1 assist, 1 turnover. A quiet game, except he seems to be the hammer that Turgeon uses to come in when he needs the three-point shot. And of course, again, Nick Faust leads the team in minutes. Talk about Alex Len a little bit.
Well, Alex Len, as you said, he opens the game huge. He had 9 points, I believe, when they took him out the first time.
He committed a foul after he had 9 points after 3 minutes.
And out he comes.
And he didn't come back in.
Not for a while. And it's not that Shaq doesn't play well, but he's not Alex Len at the moment. So you're talking about somebody who was 8 for 14 from the floor, 3 for 6 from the line, 4 offensive boards. It's a complete game. And then at the end, as you said, boy, you're lucky the ref didn't see everything that happened. At the end of the game, when we needed somebody to fire it up, he goes storming down the lane, he gets fouled. And I wasn't sure if the ref called a foul or not, but Alex Lund came out of there like a hockey player. He was swinging, he was fired up.
He could have been tossed. I saw the same thing. He missed both foul shots. Des Wells made an incredible play to keep the ball alive. He jammed the ball, and that really was the key. Before we head to the break, I want to take a couple minutes and just talk about Maryland's lacrosse schedule. John Tillman has developed the most ambitious Maryland lacrosse schedule that I think there's ever been. You have a game that I understand now against a much improved Mount St. Mary's squad. You go to Hartford, Loyola, Duke, home to your nemesis UMBC, who's given Maryland all kinds of fits. Stony Brook, one of the top 10 teams, the top 12 teams in the country. At Villanova, Carolina, Virginia, Navy, Hopkins, Yale, and then you end the season after the ACC tournament against Colgate and the best player in the country, Peter Baum. He has stepped this schedule to a new level where he's never going to go, 8-5 would be a good schedule under this scenario. But I give him a lot of credit. I texted him and congratulated him on the schedule, and he texted me back that maybe I'm not that smart to do something like this. But this is it's a brutality schedule every week.
Well, if you run this gauntlet, they should just give you the national championship on May 4th.
It'll never happen. No team could run this gauntlet. It's absolute. To go at Loyola, at Duke, at 2 games for the ACC tournament if you win, at Villanova, at Virginia, at Navy. Come on. It's not going to happen. But
well, how good so you said 8-5. We've got a great team. We got a Final Four team from last year.
Right. Final 2 team.
Final 2 team. Sorry, I
make it quick. We got to go to break.
Okay, go ahead and pick the record. Tell me what you think we're going to get out of this.
Let me think about that over the break. This is Bruce Posner. Wayne threw me a curve there. We'll be back in just a few minutes here on Kelly and Associates Insurance Group TerpTalk on 1580.